And now, your First Alert 5 weather.
Happy Saturday. We are starting off with an array of temperatures depending on your elevation and your area. It's -8 in Alamosa. Believe it or not, that's an improvement. The past two mornings, we were in the -20s. So -8 seems not as bad. It's 39 though in the Springs, 24 in Pueblo. And so some of us waking up just slightly under freezing or slightly above. Just depending on where you're at, dress accordingly. But really for the next couple of days, I think it should be really great temperatures, dry weather if you need to wash off your car after this week's snowstorm. Now today there still might be some areas of slush on the roads that might ruin your nice clean car. So Sunday, Monday I think are great days to be out and to get your car washed. In terms of high temperatures today, up to 52 in Pueblo, 50 in the Springs. That's just slightly above average for this time of year. We'll have some high clouds in place today, but they shouldn't limit our warming. It's going to be pretty breezy across the region as well. Now highs across our area in southern Colorado will mostly be to the 40s and 50s. Some of our mountain valleys a little chillier in the 30s. Tonight we'll drop to the teens, 20s, another chilly start to the day, but then Sunday afternoon is looking very similar to today. Lots of 40s and 50s out there once again. So that's the good news in our forecast. Nice and mild temperatures, kind of a break in our stormy, wintry weather pattern. Unfortunately though, the bad news with this weekend is a jet stream really starts to increase overhead. That's going to lead us to some stronger winds and potentially even damaging wind gusts. So let's go over our wind alerts for the weekend. For Walsenburg and Trinidad, this is a high wind warning, meaning the high winds are imminent and they're closer to happening. Saturday 5 p.m. till Sunday 10 a.m. is where we expect the 60+ mile-per-hour gusts. Now for areas here in the yellow zone towards Teller County, the Rampart Range, up through the northern Colorado Front Range, as well as the northern Sangres, that's for tomorrow evening into Monday morning. So the winds kind of shift on where they're strongest, but everyone is just going to be breezy all weekend long. Some of those wind gusts, especially tonight for Trinidad and Walsenburg, are in the 60 mile-per-hour territory. So that would be equivalent to a severe thunderstorm wind gust. AKA we could see some damage and we could see some treacherous travel for high-profile vehicles, especially along north-south oriented roads, because these winds will be coming out of the west. So when you're perpendicular to those strong winds, that's when you get in the danger zone. Where you see this more brown or white hue, that's where we see those high wind potentials. So overnight is when we really see the strongest wind toward Walsenburg, Trinidad for the high wind warning tonight. Then as we transition to Sunday, the day starts windy for everybody. By Sunday evening, that's when our northern Sangres, the Rampart Range, you pass Teller County, really starts to get the strong gusts, again in excess of 60 miles per hour. And those strong winds last into Monday. They start to let up in the plains on Monday. Now in terms of conditions today, we'll have high clouds in place, but in general, we will be dry for the next 4 days before that next storm moves in for Wednesday. For Pueblo, 50s, 60s for the next 4 days, quite breezy. Next cold front arrives Wednesday, gives us a transition from rain to snow. Looks like pretty low impacts for now for us. Canyon City, windy, solid for the next 3 days, but mild for temperatures. Then we cool off next week with our next cold front Wednesday. Woodland Park, I got you an impact 3 out of 5 for Sunday because of that high wind watch that starts in the evening.
You guys were busy this week with forecasting that snowstorm, and
yes,
you don't get any time off. Now we got the wind.
Unfortunately, no. This time of year is quite active. What am I saying? Every time of year in Colorado is very
really
active.
Yeah, so if you head outside, definitely be prepared to feel that wind.
Yes.